So, hello, friends at Holy Innocents. I'm glad to be with you to introduce a friend of mine who is now a priest serving in the Diocese of Virginia. Meet Mark Wassler. Hi, Mark. How are you today?
I'm great, and I'm excited about being with you all in February at Kanuga. I think it's going to be a good time for everyone.
Well, we're glad you're available. Tell us more about you and about what excites you in ministry these days.
I've been a priest for about 26 years. I've served in large churches, small churches. I was one-time Episcopal chaplain to the University of Virginia. But I've also been farming, so a big chunk of that I've been bivocational. Farmed for about 17 or 18 years, kind of hands-on day-to-day farming, raising vegetables, beef, sheep. And I stepped back from full-time farming, like daily farming, this past summer. And a couple years ago, I started a nonprofit organization called Chesapeake Watershed Ministries that helps faith communities that own land, camp and conference centers, monasteries, churches, to do conservation work with that land, maybe agriculture with that land, and then to incorporate that experience into the life and ministry of their community, into their spiritual lives. So that's what's exciting me. I got some great projects going on. And But that connection between nature and spirit, that we might even call it sacramental connection, that's the essence of my vocation.
Well, and that's what we think folks are hungry for more and more these days when they come to the pews, some way to connect to what is the craziness of life back to spirit and back to the God who created them. And so, after we realized you were the perfect person to lead our retreat, we started brainstorming with our excellent staff and came up with this Love Made Flesh title. So, tell us more about what you're thinking and leading us through.
Well, you have an extraordinary staff, and I wish I could be there. Those The titles that you came up with for this retreat are extraordinary, and Love Made Flesh captures the essence of Christian spirituality. It's about the incarnation. Um, to me, love made flesh means that to be alive, to be alive and feeling blood flowing through my body, feeling the air in my lungs, feeling the taste of food in my mouth, that being alive is a spiritual experience, but it is also about being loved, that we are God's love in bodies.
Well, tell us more about that food connection as well, which I know is a passion of yours and of many of our folks here at Holy Innocents. We eat and love to eat together very well.
Oh, good, good. So you could tell the entire Christian story by going from one story about food in Scripture to the next. Starts Genesis 1:1 with a tree and some fruit, and ends in Revelation 22 with trees and fruit. And you could talk about food growing, food eating, ritual meals, distribution of food, um, famine, land use, justice making. You could tell the entire story, and you don't even have to talk about the big meals of Passover and Eucharist, and you would have the core of Christian spirituality in those stories. So there's something about the ancient wisdom of our tradition that connects our spiritual lives with the food we eat, and it is a miracle that is often lost on us, I think, that we are eating sunlight. Like there is a conversion of light into our flesh. Um, that somehow water and soil and light become flesh and blood. Like the industrial food system has taken that mystery away, has taken that miracle away. And so, we talk about mindful eating, but I want to talk about the pleasures of eating, the joy of eating. Um, what if we actually thought about and experienced eating food as a spiritual act, a spiritual practice, as important, if not more important, than cultivating a regular prayer life?
Well, and that leads into getting more into our bodies as well, right? And out of our devices and screens. And there might be a little one pepper note of spiciness to our time together. It is Valentine's Day weekend, so um, give us a foretaste of that.
So, centuries ago, Christianity left the body behind. For a variety of cultural, industrial reasons, we separated spirit out from our bodies. And I don't want to go into all that history, but it's something that we all experience. There's a certain dislocation from our bodies. And to lift those up um, as a way that we meet God means that we get to explore our bodies in all of their fullness, not just eating, but that longing, that desire, the eros, the desire for connection. Eros, we often talk about these other forms of love, agape, um, and others that seem almost disembodied, almost platonic. But eros is this desire for connection, this desire to be connected to the earth, to be connected to one another, and that incorporates sexual union within it, which we are so afraid of in the Christian church to speak openly about. Our culture is fraught with all kinds of misconceptions about the beauty and spirituality of sexual union. Um, but eros is that desire for connection with other life forms and other living beings, God, ourselves, each other. So we're going to explore that. What is that desire? What is the nature of our desire? And that's
Well,
all of those.
we were created, after all, to be together. We are hardwired for connection, and so that's what this parish retreat is all about getting connected at a deeper level with our friends from Holy Innocents. So if you've never been on a parish retreat, we hope you will join us at Kanuga. It's a beautiful place. There's a big lake. There are bonfires. It'll be chilly. There are lots of activities for our kids. Megan and Renee will go and are going to be planning conversations around this very topic and how we tell it to our kids about love in our bodies and in our food and tying those things together. What else do you experienced in parish retreats before in your experience? What do they do for a congregation?
So they really change the retreatants' experience of church on Sunday morning. The retreats are a way for kids to get together and play without having to be taught something, right? So when they walk into a church, now they associate it with that time with their friends, that kind of free time. For adults, we tend to have conversations on retreat that we don't have in parish, in church, on Sunday morning or at coffee hour or on a committee. It's a fundamentally different experience that I think connects people um, with their church in a whole new way. That we talk about connection and seeking intimacy. Parish retreats are a great way of building that, and I think we're being so intentional in this planning process that will give people those opportunities to connect with one another. Um, Without the pressure to accomplish something or learn something or go away with your 5 points, but to be together in a way that's meaningful.
And Kanuga is a beautiful place to reconnect with creation, with each other. It's an easy way of life. The food is very good there. There's a inn where you can choose to stay, which is more like Hampton Inn accommodations without a TV. And then there's some cabins that are just fun for kids to stay with each other or different bedrooms. It all works out. So we hope you'll check out more of that. Kids go free too, so it's a pretty good deal. Uh, if you can leave us, Mark, with one image or phrase or prayer that captures what this love made flesh will be as we spend this time together.
Well, let me just give one image that came up in my morning prayer time. I've been reading through Matthew's gospel in anticipation for this coming lectionary year, and I read this morning about Jesus' baptism, and we load that baptism with so much institutional weight that the beams are cracking around it. But what if we just feel that image that Matthew gives us of Jesus is immersed in water. And as he comes up out of that water, The rivulets are flowing down his body, down through his hair, across his chest. And he has this deep spiritual experience of the divine, that he feels connected with all the other people around him, that he feels connected with God. It's water that does that.
Mm.
It is our experience of the natural world that connects us to each other, to the divine. And he emerges out of that experience, that tactile contact with the water, with a better understanding of who he is and what his place is in the world. That's what our connection with nature does for us.
And he's right there in the midst of community, I make up.
That's what makes it happen. That's right.
Yeah. Well, friends, now you know who Mark is, and that's enough, I hope, to entice you to come and join us. So we hope you'll sign up and ask us if you have more questions. All that stuff is on the website, and we look forward to seeing you in North Carolina, Mark, in February.
That'd be great. Looking forward to it.
Take care.